Somebody shot my dad. I get the killer mentality. I come from murder and tragedy. Single burn home and family. Do this shit for my whole family. I'ma go get me a Grammy. You know that I'm missing you, Granny. Backbone to my whole family. I got to turn for the family.
So I want to ask you, based on that conversation that you had with the OG, because a lot of people end up posting, like, say, for instance, what just happened, you know, in Southeast. A lot of people will end up taking, like, the article from the Washington Post and posting it on their Instagram and saying, yeah, you know, DC out of control. You know, people need to step up and do this and do that. But the majority of people that's saying that and posting all the time, which is why, you know, I stopped really posting, because, you know, I think it just becomes kind of repetitive after a while to just keep posting and posting and posting. And the majority of people that is doing it, they're not even really out there in the streets really trying to solve the problem at all. They just on the sideline and they commenting. And a lot of times they don't even know what they're commenting about. So, you know, what do you think about in terms of like this, like getting the message across? Because there's one way to get it across on Instagram that's positive, but it's almost like sometimes people fall into that repetitive pattern of just posting for the sake of it.
And then I get tired of, like, when this stuff happens, everybody, you know, even the people doing the work, they get mad at the people that's upset. Everybody just mad. Everybody just want to be mad. I don't like it, and I just learned to stay out of it. You know, just to stay out of that part of it, because, you know, when you, like, sometimes when I see stuff like that, I'll have an image of a mother in my head, and they don't have time for that. You know, I try to stay so focused, you know, because, you know, these parents, like I said, I sit and I talk to these mothers. You know, I sit in the courtrooms, you know, and they, for years, they're fighting for justice for their child. So it's like, who has time to hate, you know, to hate anyone? And I think that's a big problem in our community. Like, just, you know, even people that don't like me, I try to still show love. You know, if I did something wrong, I'm always trying to, you know, do right, because we don't have time to hate. You know, and I learned a lot in the military. Like, we put a lot of our differences aside because we had to work with each other, and you never knew who was going to be gone the next day. We didn't have time for the pettiness.
Right.
So I just feel like it, you know.
And I think that was one of the reasons why, you know, we, you know, came up with this podcast, is because we want to give inspiration to the community, number one, but we also wanted to say thank you to the frontline individuals that's dealing with this every day. You know what I mean? And we always talk about, you know, I don't post a lot, Doc don't really post a lot, and we really not in that whole that circle. We try to stay outside of the circle, just because we don't really want to be wrapped up in the nonsense. But we also want to highlight the people that, you know, keeping this goal alive. You know what I mean? Just hope alive. You know what I mean? Like, we focus on the ground staff, and that's all we care about. You know what I mean? We had Ron on here the other day, and you know, we just talking about how proud we was of him. We got you on here today. So before I forget, I want to salute you, because I love what you're doing.
Thank you.
You know what I mean?
Thank you so much.
And keep doing what you're doing.
We want to salute
you so much.
We definitely want to salute you and honor you for the work that you're doing. Because, you know, it takes a lot to just go out there on your own. And I think you're a testimony to the people that are saying, you know, like, you need to have a bunch of people that go out. You kind of defied all of that. So you hear people saying, you know, like, I don't have the time, I don't have the energy, I don't have the money. You are the shining example of why that actually is just totally, like, inaccurate. So we want to make sure that we keep putting people like you out there to talk about these issues and show that there are people on the ground that are creating solutions. And one of the things I think is really important too is, like, because of people like you that are on the ground, you know, you hear so many times people are asking about Black Lives Matter, right? And they're like, so where's Black Lives Matter and all of this? People shoot, this black on black crime. People shoot each other in the street, not knowing that, you know, white on white crime is just about as equivalent as black on black. So We don't even need to go down that road, and that we'll have that conversation for another day. But I just think, you know, it's enough space for other organizations like what you're doing. It doesn't necessarily have to be Black Lives Matter that's addressing gun violence in Black communities. Black Lives Matter is addressing police violence.
Yeah, and the thing people don't know is Black Lives Matter, they support gun violence. Like every time I have an event, Black Lives Matter is in my Cash App. Like making sure every event I've had, Black Lives Matter has supported. You know, she called, one of the Black Lives Matter staff called me and just let me know about what's going on with the young man who was shot on 34th, because they were at the parents' house. But they don't broadcast the gun violence stuff too much. I don't know why. I always be like, why y'all don't show that? But just like you guys, they try to play the back scenes and, you know, so yeah. Shout out to Black Lives Matter. Shout out to Mo. I just left a video shoot that he's doing for the Don't Mute DC. Shout out to Raylo. He was on here too. That's my boy. Yeah, Violence Interrupted. I learned so much from Cure the Streets, but yeah, shout out to them too.
What'd you learn from them?
Yeah. Just well, Cure the Streets, my first event. Oh my gosh. So my first event, Cure the Streets, came out and I was just so nervous. I was around Furby Hope community in Southeast. I was so freaking nervous, and they came out, and this guy, he just was like, this is so ghetto. Like, I can't believe y'all brought us out here. And I was just like, no, I'm ghetto. So I had my next event and they still wanted to come. I'm like, are you guys kidding me? Like, y'all still want to come after, you know, it was just, you know, because different type of people came out and I just didn't, I didn't know what I was getting into. But they still came out. They still supported me. They like, girl, that wasn't nothing. I was like, you know, I thought it was something, but you know, they just continue to support me and continue to show love and encourage me. And I mean, I usually don't even say this, but a lot of guys, a lot of men, you know, as a woman, a lot of guys, like, you know, they support me for the wrong motive. So, you know, the people that I really cling with, they don't ask of anything from me. So I like have a lot of respect for certain guys that don't, you know, try to mess around with me. So
OTL Mafia Music. I don't really do the computers. I'm in the street with the movers. I'm on the block with the shooters. I'm on the block with the shooters. We got the F's and Rugers. I drip on them, God excuse me. My bitch look like